ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्ते देवी सरस्वती नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवत तमाश्लोके Fourth canto, chapter 7 and verse number 1. Maitreya Vacha. Nityenanu nitena bhavena paritusyata abhyadhayi mahabaho rahasya suyataamiti. Maitreya Vacha. Nityenanu nitena bhavena paritusyata abhyadhayi mahabaho rahasya sretam iti. Maitreya Vacha. Iti ane ajenanu nitena bhavena paritusyata abhyadhayi mahabaho rahasya sretam iti. What? Nite aje nanu nitena bhavena paritusyata abhyadhayi mahabaho rahasya sretam iti. Synonyms: Maitreya, Maitreya, Uvacha said, Iti, thus, Ajena, by Lord Brahma, Anunitena, pacified, Bhavena, by Lord Shiva, Paritusyata, fully satisfied, Abhyadhayi said, Mahabaho, O Vidura, Rahasya, smiling, Sruyuta, Suyu, Sruyetam, listen, iti das. Translation by Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Thus says Maitreya said, O mighty arm Vidura, Lord Shiva, being thus pacified by the words of Lord Brahma, spoke as follows in answer to Lord Brahma's Mahadeva Vacha. Nagham pade balanam वर्णयेनानुचिन्तये जीवमायाभिभूतानां दण्डस्तत्र धृतो मया. Lord Shiva, my dear father, Brahma, I do not mind the offenses created by the demigods because these demigods are childish and less intelligent. I do not take a serious view of their offenses, and I have punished them only in order to right them. Yeah? Suppose there are two types of punishment. One is that which is a conqueror imposes on an enemy, and the other is that a father imposes on his son. There is a gulf of differences between these two kinds of punishment. Lord Shiva is by nature a Vaishnava, a great devotee, and his name is in connection in is Ashutosa. He is always satisfied. And therefore, he did not become angry as if we were an enemy. He is not inimical to any living entity. Rather, he always wishes the welfare of all. Whenever he chastises the person, it is just like a father's punishment of his son. Lord Shiva is like a father because he never takes seriously any offense by any living entity, especially the Om Ajnana तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. जय जय श्री सहानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे. So Shiva pacify and we start to say, he is not mine. What are offenses created by the demigods? Hmm. We are saying by Lord Shiva, demigods like the childish and less intelligent. See, even though demigods are the less intelligent, so what talking about us? Human beings. So, and he's not taking these offenses very seriously, and he just punished them for their correct them in order to the right them. So he's just punishment, giving punishment like that. And we are saying two types of punishment. One type of punishment conquer the imposes on an enemy, like the border fight, all these things. That fight for the nation and all these things. Sometimes inimical fight. I all the time in between and plus others also. In Mahabharata there is a fight, big fight. What happened once? Duryodhana died by the Dhritarashtra. And even though Pandavas and Kauravas are inimical to us, right? But when outsider people captured the Duryodhana, at that time what happened? Yudhishthira Maharaj just wants to release him. And that's the order to Arjuna. But they are arguing. Arjuna, Bhima, Nakul, Sahadev, all of them. But Yudhishthira Maharaj pacified Arjuna and gave reality. We are brothers, whatever. But outside inimical, that means inside also outside also for correction and have to be the punishment. Like we are talking about the father, just like the son, and punish the son. Or the his will heal. So Lord Shiva also doing this because he is the well wisher, especially merciful. towards the demigod. So they give punishment for their misdeed. Actually, they gave the company of the that Andy, who is the representative of Andy Bhaskar. That's where they got the punishment from the Lord Shiva's uh, followers. So his another name is Asutosha. There is part is Asutosha. Like sometimes they Asutadi. They can write the poem like fluently without stopping. Same thing, Lord Shiva also very soon he had this punishment is not an inimical punishment. Sometimes some personality they thinking I am the last one, whatever I am saying I have to follow and I have to do strictly all these things. But that is not correct because nobody can judge others except great personality. So Vaishnava shouldn't be inimical to us anybody. What talking about sometimes devotee inimical to us devotee and very big fight, big thing, kick out and all this thing happen. That means not Vaishnava. That was all so not fighting each other. Vaishnava means giving excuse for others and thinking all the time well we support the others. Sometimes if somebody lacking their bhakti and devotion towards the Lord, for correct them, this punishment also needed, but not for the inimical mood. For the correction mood, is all is there. You see, uh, for correction have to do, but first we have to see ourselves also. We are correct or incorrect. That's a big thing. So Lord Shiva is the Vaishnava, so he is not inimical to others. That's why he was saying to the Brahma, I just correct them. I am not doing any harm to them. See what will happen. Next verse, what Shiva saying. Prajapatir Sagda Sagdasushno Bhavatu Aja Mukham Siraha मित्रस्य चक्षुषिक्षितः भागं स्वं वर्षिषो भगः Lord Shiva continues, since the head of Daksha has already been born to ashes, he will have the head of a goat. Aja means goat, and Aja means Lord Brahma also. See? The demigod known as Bhaga will be able to see his share of sacrifice through the eyes of Mitra. Oh, Mitra Dev. Usa tu yiga manasa tadbir tadbir tat chatu tishta bhutu devaha prakritiha savanga hema uchchesanam dadu. Translation. The demigod Pusa will be able to chew only through the teeth of his disciple. And if alone, he will have to satisfy himself by eating dough made from chickpea flour. But the demigods who have agreed to give me my share of the sacrifice will recover from all their injuries. Acha? into the system. Purport, the demigod Pusa became dependent on his disciples for cheese. Otherwise, he was allowed to swallow only dough made of chickpeas. Dough. Dough, no? This is called dough. Like we make dough for the puris, pizzas, all this dough. Manufacturing, thus his punishment continued. He could not use his teeth for eating, since he had laughed at Lord Shiva, guiding him by showing his teeth. In other words, it was not appropriate for him to have teeth, for he had used them against Lord Shiva. श्राप नहीं दिखाना चाहिए. One of the devotees is saying, I did good for him. Yeah, actually I know also that. But at last he showed the teeth to him like dog. Hmm? He kept in the house, dog, and then one day doing that. It's very, very upsetting. Same thing, who show the teeth to the Lord Shiva, hey, like you see the Shiva's followers, and their teeth, and then they bark, and the teeth come out by boxing, charge of the boxing by the Lord Shiva's followers. That's why now he cannot chew like Pusa, demigod named Pusa. Yes, and for only slow, follow the joke. What will happen? If you offer those things, and Lord Shiva will recover all these things like mustache and teeth and some of the hands, all take, took from the Shiva followers, like Virabhadra and other company. Bahubhyam asabhino pumso pusno astabhyam kritabhava भवन्तु अधुर्यास्वस सान्ये नरसु Those who have had their arms cut off will have to work with the arm of Ashwini Kumara. And those whose hands were cut off will have to do their work with the hands of Pusa. The priest will also have to act in that manner. For as for Bhrigu, he will have to work with the hands of supporter of Daksha was awarded the bread of a goat's head, which was substituted for the heads of Daksha. It appears from the actions of Daksha's heads that the modern scientific theory that the brain substances is the cause of all intelligent work is not valid. The brain substances of Daksha and that of a goat are different, but Daksha still acted like himself. In, even though his head was replaced by that of a goat. The conclusion is that it is the particular consciousness of an individual soul which acts. The brain, the brain substance is only an instrument which has nothing to do with real intelligence. The real intelligence, mind, and consciousness are part of the particular individual soul. It will be found in the verses ahead that after Daksha's head was replaced by the goat's head, he was as intelligent as he had previously been. He prayed very nicely to satisfy Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, which is not possible for a good to do. Therefore, it is definitely concluded that the brain substance is not the center of intelligence. It is the consciousness of a particular soul that works intelligently. The whole movement of Krishna consciousness is to be purify the consciousness. It doesn't matter what kinds of brain one has, because if he simply transfer his consciousness from matter to Krishna, his life becomes successful. It is confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita that anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness achieves the highest perfections of life, right? Regardless of whatever ab- above enable condition of life he may have fallen into, especially anyone in Krishna consciousness goes back to home on leaving his present material body. So, Prabhupada writing that about the task planting, the head of structure. That can actually show consciousness is the cause of the intelligence, mind and ego, everything. That is not cause of the brain. Scientists are they thinking brain is the cause of intelligence. But he is saying, like Prabhupada, like this in this incident we can know that real intelligence comes from the consciousness, soul, individual soul. An individual soul has their one previous activities, previous life, previous activities, prarabdha. And same as they working like that. And they will get to their like types of family, wealth, wife, children, everything depend on the same his prarabdha, previous life. Then after Tidamanani karma, that means right now what he is going to do, he can change. That is their hand. So talking about here, the could not possible to thinking like same as because it will come later on with what will happen with such a Prajapati. Next verse. मैत्रेयवाच तदा सर्वाणि भूतानि श्रुत्वा निरु निरुस्तमोदितं परितुष्यतात्मभीष्टात् साधु साधु इति अथा ब्रुवन् ब्रुवन् translation. The great says Maitreya said, my dear Vidura, all the personalities present were very much satisfied in heart and soul upon hearing the words of Lord Shiva, which is the best among the benefactors. In this verse, Lord Shiva is described as mm, Nidus, Nidhustama, Nidhustama, the best of the benedictor. Uh, Nidhustama, Moditam. Nidhustama, the best of the benedictor, Lord Shiva. The best of the benedictor. He is also known as Asutosha, which indicates that he is very quickly satisfied and very quickly angered. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that less intelligent person go to the demigods for material benediction. In this connection, people generally go to Lord Shiva. and because he is always quickly satisfied and gives benediction to his devotee without consideration. He is called Vidhuskama. Hmm. Are the best of the benedictors. Materialistic persons are always anxious to get material profit, but they are not serious about spiritual profit. Sometimes, of course, it so happens that Lord Shiva becomes the best benedictor in spiritual life. It is said that once a poor Brahmana worshipped Lord Shiva for a benediction, and Lord Shiva advised the devotee to go to see Sanatan Goswami. The devotee went to Sanatan Goswami and informed him that Lord Shiva had advised him to you seek out the best benediction from him, Sanatana. Sanatana had a touchstone with him, which he kept with the garbage. On the request of the poor Brahmana, Sanatana Goswami gave him the touchstone, and the Brahmana was very happy to have it. He now could get as much gold as he desired simply by touching the touchstone to iron. But after he left Sanatan, he thought, if a touchstone is the best benediction, why has Sanatan Goswami kept it with the garbage? He therefore returned and asked Sanatan Goswami, Sir, if this is the best benediction, why did you keep it in garbage? Sanatan Goswami then informed him, actually, this is not the best benediction, but are you prepared to take the best benediction from me? The Brahmana said, Yes, sir. Lord Shiva has sent me to you for the best benediction. Then Sanatana Goswami asked him to throw the touchstone in the water nearby and then come back. The poor Brahmana did so. And when he returned to Sanatana Goswami initiated him with the Hare Krishna mantra. Thus, by the benediction of Lord Shiva, the Brahmana got the association of the best devotee of Lord Krishna and was thus initiated in the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare. Maybe everybody knows this. So write this come up over here. Lord Shiva is a Nidhuskama. Nidhuskama. Nidhuskama means the best of the benedictors. Suppose, yeah, that's why Shiva Bhakta is very opulent. Hmm? Lots of wealthy person they partner with the Lord Shiva's temple and doing business and whatever the profit will come and they will do half and half. And half money for the Lord Shiva's money and they use for the making Vidyalaya, hmm, school, college, and then some orphan house and feed them and the charity and feeding in different places. They do that by that Lord's money. So, yeah, I knew some person doing so. And some of the sadhus also they share their tapasya. They do tapasya and give to the others, like Vishwamitra. What he did, Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra gave his half of the pious activity to the Trishankhu, Satyavrata, King Satyavrata, yes, who wants to go to the heavenly planet with his one material body. But if that is the against the rules and regulations established by the Brahma. So Vishankhu couldn't introduce the heaven planet, but Vishwamitra create another heaven. And that is also the cause of the destruction. So it happened like that. But I mean, Lord Shiva is very, very giving person. Therefore, Brahmana is the highest benediction to the getting the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam Puran ki anything? Hare